Hey everyone, it's me Bailey and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my summer TBR, and these are all of the books that I am wanting to read during this summer season. So a lot of these books I'm sure you guys have heard about, but I think there might be one on here that maybe isn't as popular as some of the others, and there is a reread on here as well. But with that being said, let's get on into the video. I don't really know a whole lot about what each one of these books are about, but I do know that they take place either during the summer or set in like a beachy type, summery type theme. So I'm just picking a TBR based on vibes basically, and that's just what we do around here, and it's totally fine. So with that being said, the first book that I want to read this summer is Vacation Wars by Megan Quinn. I don't know what this is about. I know that it takes place in Greece, I believe, and that's really it. It's Megan Quinn. We all know that on this channel I'm a Megan Quinn stan, so love all of her books, read just about everything that she puts out, have been like following her so closely since I read The Locker Room by her, and like just about anything she's put out since I found her I have like literally picked up, and this is no exception. So like I said, don't really know what this is about. I believe it takes place in Greece, and obviously it's Vacation Wars, so I'm assuming that it has something to do with like some type of like game show or like game being played. So I'm super excited to read this one. Hopefully I enjoy it and love it. So the next three books that I'm going to be talking about is a part of the series, and that is the Paradise series by Ellen Hilderbrand. So that is Winter in Paradise, Trouble in Paradise, and What Happens in Paradise. And this is like three, I guess, more like contemporary or like general fiction books. Like I don't think these are like necessarily romance novels. I think there might be some romance in them, but I definitely do think that they're more of like just like general fiction than a romance. But I am literally obsessed with these covers. They're so cute. I got them in a box set from Amazon because like the original covers have like real people on them, and like they're basically the same as these except just like a real person instead of like a cartoon person. But I thought the colors were so cute and I really liked the illustration style on them, so I was like, why not get them? And plus it was cheaper to buy it as like a box set than it was to get like all three of them. But I'm super excited to read these this summer. I have never read anything by Ellen Hilderbrand before, but I've heard that she has some really amazing books, and I'm super excited to hopefully get to these and enjoy reading them. So the next book that I'm hoping to get to this summer is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I've recently read Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, and I enjoyed it for the most part overall. I didn't love the like ending or like the reveal of the reason why they broke up, but I've heard this book and that book are very similar and that it gives the same vibe, so I really like that one. So hopefully I will like this one just as much, if not maybe more. I enjoy Christina Lauren's writing for the most part. Some of their books are like hit or miss for me, so I'm interested to see what I think about this one. These next two books are a part of a series that I'm hoping to finish, and that is Wrecked by Lauren Asher and Redeemed by Lauren Asher. This is the third and the fourth book in the Dirty Air series, and if you don't know, the Dirty Air series is an interconnected standalone series that follows F1 racers. And so I have read the first two. I read them both last year, but just never got around to reading the next two. But I am hoping to read these this summer. I just feel like they're the perfect reads for the summer because I mean it is technically a sports romance, and like race car driving, it just like gives summer vibes. I'm not sure if racing is a summer sport. I feel like it is, but then again I don't know because I don't actually watch sports in real life, so don't know what seasons they're played in. But I definitely am excited to get to these hopefully this summer. I really enjoy Lauren Asher's writing, and so I'm super excited to continue on with this series. The next book that I would like to read is a reread for me. So it is one that I have already read in the past, but I'm wanting to give it a second chance because I feel like I didn't really love it the first time I read it, and I'm just trying to see if I missed the mark or if it was just something that needed to like marinate and I needed to reread it again and like give it another try. And that is Beach Read by Emily Henry. So I have read People We Meet on Vacation and Book Lovers by Emily Henry and have loved both. So I just don't understand why I didn't like this one or wouldn't like this one if I were to read it again. So I'm wanting to give this one a second try and try reading it again, and hopefully falling in love with it and enjoying this a lot more than I did the first time. And I think also too, because I listened to the audiobook, it didn't really just do it justice. And I think, yeah, I think that's really it. I think it's just the audiobook. I don't think I really connected with the audiobook because I didn't have the physical book at the time. Like, I only had the audiobook to listen to. I think I had like downloaded it from my library or something and just didn't really vibe well with it. So wanting to give this a second try, and we'll see how I feel about this one once I read it again. So the next book that I'm wanting to read is The Bodyguard by Catherine Sinner, and this, I believe, is about a woman who is a bodyguard for this like famous guy, and like that's really all that I know about it. I've heard such good things about it, and the cover is so cute and it gives me just like summer vibes, I guess because it's like yellow and there's like flowers and stuff on it. But I just feel like this would be such a fun read to read during the summer. I've never read anything by Catherine Sinner, but I've heard so many great things about The Bodyguard, and I know she either has a new book coming out or just released a new book. So I'm super excited to read this one and hopefully I like it. The next book that I'm hoping to read is one that I haven't really seen anyone talk about, and that is The Comeback Summer by Allie Brady. And this is about two sisters, I believe. It's about two sisters who inherit a PR agency, and they're worried about it closing, and so they have to like come together and try and save this PR agency. So I read last year The Beach Trap by Allie Brady and absolutely loved it. I love their writing style. Like, so Allie Brady is like a writing duo, like this girl Allie and then this other girl Brady, and so they are a writing duo, and I love their writing style. Like the way that they flow together, like you can't even tell that it's like two separate people writing, because I feel like sometimes when you read author duos, you can kind of tell when one author is writing and then the other one, and you can kind of just tell that it doesn't really flow very well. But I find that their writing just is so smooth and so good and so just like easy to read, and their stories are so hard hitting because they're not necessarily like romance. Like there is romance in it, like it is a subplot of the story, but just the relationships that they form, because in The Beach Trap it was about two sisters, again very similar to this one, and they were like estranged sisters, and they came back to this beach house for the summer and spent the summer like getting to know each other, and their relationship and the dynamic that they wrote of the two sisters was just so good, so phenomenal. And so I'm super excited to get to this one. I definitely feel like Allie Brady is an auto-buy author, auto-read author for me, because I think this is only their second book. But yeah, anyway, super excited to read this, and hopefully I'm going to absolutely love it. The next book that I'm hoping to get to this summer is Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune, and this is Carly Fortune's newest book. So like I mentioned earlier, I recently read Every Summer After and enjoyed it, except for obviously the like conflict and the reason that they broke up all those years ago and then had to have a second chance. And it was just like, yeah, anyways, if you've watched any of my other videos where I've talked about this book, you guys know that literally Sam is better than me. I literally say that every time I talk about that book, but I really mean it, because it would not have been me. That's beside the point. The next book that I'm wanting to read is Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune, and this is another second chance romance. I believe this follows a woman whose mother has passed away after buying this like inn or something on a lake, and she hires this man that the daughter had spent like one weekend or like one day with when they were like younger, like 10 years in the past, and now he's coming to work at the inn or whatever it is, and it's about them just like reconnecting after spending this like one day together all those years ago. I don't know, I've heard very mixed things about it, so I'm definitely interested to see what my opinions are and how I feel about it. I really liked Carly Fortune's writing style in Every Summer After, so if it's similar writing to that, then I think that it would be a very easy read, and hopefully I will enjoy myself and love the story. The next book that is on this list, this is the final book on this list, and I think this book has been talked about by literally everyone and their mother, and how could it not be on this list? And you're probably wondering why it hasn't shown up sooner on this list, and that is Happy Place by Emily Henry. And I too was one of those people who said I'm not buying that book until it comes out in paperback, but here we are. I went into Barnes & Noble like the day after it was released, and I just saw it like sitting there in all its glory, and I was like, there's no way I'm not taking this home. Like, there's just no way. Like, I could not walk out of the store without this book. So here I have it. It was also 25% off, so we love that. But this book, I believe, follows, I think the main character's name is Harriet and Wynn, and they were in a relationship for a very, very long time, and they have broken up, but every summer they go to this beach house or like lake house with their friend group, and there's like 6 friends, and Harriet and Wynn decide to tell their friends that they are not broken up, but decide to alternate every summer with the friends. So one summer Harriet would go and then Wynn would go the next summer, and like alternating like that. But her friends, so it's Harriet's turn to go, and her friends end up surprising her with Wynn, and so I think they're forced to share a bedroom, so then it becomes forced proximity, and they are basically pretending that they are still together and still very happily in their relationship. And I've heard that this is very hard hitting. I've heard that this is some of Emily Henry's best writing to date, and that this story is just so good, so heartbreaking, so heart-wrenching, like helps you really kind of like realize how relationships aren't always like happy all the time. And so I'm definitely interested to pick this up and see if I like it. I've heard such amazing things about this, so I cannot wait to pick it up. So that is all of the books on my summer TBR. There is a pretty good stack of them, so I'm super excited to, fingers crossed, get to these this summer. I am going to be participating in Once Upon a Readathon in June, and I don't necessarily have a set TBR for that readathon, but I am super excited to participate in that. I am on Team Pirate, so cannot wait to participate in that. I do believe that it takes place the whole month of June, so hopefully I'll be able to get some good reading done. My reading has definitely taken a hit recently because I have decided to take some summer classes this summer, and the workload has been a lot more than I was expecting it to be, so I have had to prioritize my time a little bit better with doing homework and reading a little less. But hopefully soon, once the semester's over, or even like once I can get into a better groove of managing my time, my reading will start to pick back up. But for now, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Please make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you do, let me know in the comments if you have read any of these books, if you're planning on reading any of these books, and what your thoughts are on them. I would love to chat with you about them in the comments. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. I will have all of my social medias linked down in the description, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.